pause. Let's talk more about energy and gasoline and diesel. Joining us, Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy, and Joe Moglia is back with us, executive chair of Greenland, a Greenland-focused energy company. Joe, good to have you back on as well. Patrick, I want to stay focused on diesel in the middle of the country. Again, paying about $1 more a gallon for gasoline than they were 1 year ago. That's a pain, probably a little more manageable for most families. But on the coast and with diesel fuel, especially in places like California, it's getting a little bit out of hand.
Yeah, certainly, Sully. And to your point, something developing here in the last couple of hours is a big jolt is about to come to those inland areas as we see a little bit of an equalization, the ARB's closing a little bit. It looks like product may be flowing away from some of those plain states, and they could see diesel prices now jumping 35 to 65 cents in those cheap states like the Dakotas in the nation's section. These states there are going to now start catching up to that surge we've been seeing in diesel nationally. We're right now at about $5.63 a gallon for diesel. And Sully, I think in the next 72 hours, we'll be setting a new all-time record high when it comes to the average price of diesel.
I guess, Joe, the question, Joe Moglia, is, and you're involved with a company, it's a microcap, so we won't talk about the stock, but you're involved in a Greenland-focused energy company. Look out next year, 3 years, 5 years. How does what's happening now and all the stuff we just talked about with the Strait of Hormuz, a little bit around Bab el-Mandeb, the Middle East, how does that change how we should think about energy investing?
I think we live in an age where the geopolitical stress is as great as we've ever seen it over the span of our lifetime. The center of that is energy. It always seems the energy becomes the focus point about so many things that are going on in the world. And I think more than ever, I think we got to think about how we're going to diversify where we're going to get our energy from. So you think about Greenland as an example. Greenland is at the intersection of geopolitics and energy. I want to go back a little bit to the 1980s, 1990s, and when ARCO, Atlantic Richfield, spent about 15 to 20 years and $275 million in today's dollars in terms of geological exploration. They were pleased with what they found, but from a business perspective, oil prices in the 80s and 90s were crazy, and the country of Denmark took a 35% premium off the top of their revenues. It got to the point where they couldn't handle it from a business perspective. They fired 12,000 people. They got out of there. But the geological finds that they found was very, very, very real. The only company in the world that has rights to be able to drill in the Jameson Basin in Greenland is Greenland Energy. That's part of the reason why I'd gotten involved with them. So the potential there is 13 billion barrels. They're the only people that could possibly do that. They're going to start now. Again, as you pointed out, Brian, they're small and they're not going to have.
I don't want to talk about that stock.
But longer term, longer term. I'm not talking about the stock, but longer term, this is the type of thing we need. And the potential there's 13 billion barrels.
Is your interest there related to the president's interest or completely unrelated?
It's unrelated, but because of the situation that it happens to be in, it's the choke point for where missiles are going to be flying over. So if we had a successful business there 5 years from now, let's say, wouldn't it be in the United States' best interest to make sure we had some sort of military base just to protect our businesses that are there? And by the way, this is a partnership with the country of Greenland as well. Yeah. So and I think from a strategic perspective, that could be a major, major plus to something like this.
Well, and we're looking to get away from choke points like the Strait. And, like Brian has pointed out many a time, at least Saudi Arabia, because of the Iran-Iraq war, they have all these pipelines. So there's another way to get product through that choke point. But, we're still short about 10 million barrels a day. So we need to get all of that supply back in the market. And I don't know. That's what this all really comes down to.
I agree, Kelly. That's the reason why we have the dilemma we have. That's the reason why a small little country like Iran can almost hold the world hostage because of this.
Yeah.
So that's the issue.
Well, and that is the issue, Patrick. And I think the point around Greenland and whatever else it is do you think that in a year from now, 2 years from now, we're going to change how we look at acquiring energy, where we acquire energy, or when this is over, however that may be, whenever that may be, we're going to go back to just doing it the way we were doing it before because it's over. And in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, we might be here again because we do seem, particularly with energy, to relive the past over and over again.
Yeah, Brian, I think, some excellent points being made here. And to Joe's point, geopolitical tensions, whether they're overseas or even in the United States, you look at where the investment money is flowing, and it's to the lowest risk areas You look at a place like California, which has isolated itself through rules and regulation. Refineries are leaving the state because the environment for operating a refinery in that state just continues to close in. It's not a profitable place. If you have a small refinery, there's so many rules there that now you're seeing investment from some companies like Sinclair and Kinder Morgan, Phillips 66, and ONEOK. California has become such a difficult logistical challenge and a nightmare to operate in that you're now seeing 3 pipelines that want to connect areas of the nation's interior, whether it be Oklahoma or Texas. Those pipelines could potentially flow east to west, much like the Saudi pipeline that is now diverting around the Strait of Hormuz. So even here in the United States, you have a little bit of a subset of the same problems. Political views are dictating where the investment is flowing to. You look at some of the biggest refinery expansions in recent years, they're down in Texas. So we're very politically fractured here by where the investment is flowing to, and that's creating a lot of hotspots. You look at Arizona, a state now completely reliant on essentially California and a little bit of flow of oil and gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel from Texas. But a lot of this, global picture also happening in a microcosm here in the United States.
Yeah. And again, as we see along the West Coast, we have prices over $5 on average. Patrick, thanks very much. Patrick DeHaan of Gas Buddy. Joe, thanks as well. Joe Moglia.
Hey, Kelly.
Dow's down 308. More Power Lunch after a quick break.